Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Lives with SCI. On this episode, it's going to be more of a Q&A, though we have been sent some questions and we're going to answer them to the best we can.
Okay, so the first question is, do you feel like you were given enough information or too much information at the beginning of Ethan's care?
So with that question, I think we were given more than enough information, but I think it was just given to us too soon and too quick.
It was like an overload,
Yeah.
really.
So obviously we had to deal with the injury and Ethan being in hospital and Christian's injury. And a lot was going through our mind. We were tired, we were stressed, but then we were told all this information, and I think that it was too much too quick. But yes, we did get provided a lot of information.
So, yeah, I agree with what Ryan said. It was just a lot too fast at the beginning. So, next question was, do you feel like it was worth going down south for rehab, or was the rehab here in Townsville efficient?
So I definitely think going to Brisbane was beneficial.
100%.
So yes, it was more of an inconvenience for us organising travel. But as for Ethan's care, it was definitely beneficial. Um, having the car was beneficial. Having a lot of stuff there it was only spinal rehab, where Townsville provided rehab for
Like
stroke, people that head injuries.
brain injuries.
So they did provide a lot nice care, but I think being in a place just dedicated to spinal was beneficial.
Yeah, I feel that Townsville, like everyone was really nice there in the rehab center, but I do not feel that they were equipped enough for an injury of Ethan's extent. I think they only had like one other person that had a spinal injury in there, but it was nothing compared to Ethan's.
But I do believe since Ethan's accident, they have dedicated a spinal rehab.
Well, they're trying to. I'm pretty sure that Tracy was trying to get started one that was dedicated to spinal. Okay, so next question was, if there was something you'd like the nursing, doctors and or allied health to learn or improve on when caring for a young man with a spinal injury, what would it be?
That's a really hard question to answer.
The only thing I could think of is the nurses were very much on top of it, and a lot of the other, doctors and some of his team were, but I think maybe if they were given more training on the mental health side of things, especially like, young men coming in and they're stubborn and they want to do things their way.
Yeah,
And they've just been through like a massive traumatic experience. I think they just need to, yeah, try and do a little bit more on the mental health side of things. But that's all I can really think of.
no, as for me, I think the whole experience,
Give them gold stars up there.
yeah, give them
Yeah.
gold stars both places really. Yeah, that's a really hard question. What's the next one?
Okay, so the next one is same question, but for the parents. How could we improve to support the parents? I think we had a lot of support.
And we definitely had a lot of support. People went out their way to make sure that we were okay. And obviously, we're not talkative people, so when people did ask, are you okay? We're like, yep, yep, yep.
Some we would definitely say that to them, like, ones that we felt we were a bit closer to. They knew that we weren't okay.
We were burning inside.
It's gonna make me cry thinking about it now, but there was definitely a certain few, both in Townsville and in Brisbane rehab, that knew when we were not coping,
Yeah.
and they did pull us aside and have little chats and let us have a little cry. So I would say that, there was not really much that you could improve to support the parents because,
No,
yeah,
they, they,
it's done.
they were bloody supportive.
Definitely. Okay, so a couple of questions that we had for the boys were, what are some plans that they have for their future?
So I've asked the boys, and we had a bit of a chat about it. Obviously, they're not too comfortable about being on this podcast, which is it's their choice. But so their plans for the future, obviously, Ethan wants to get into investing, so real estate, and set himself up. Christian wants to do the same thing, but start off small.
Here's another one from a listener. What plans have you got for the rest of this year in relation to rehabilitation, routine, and your own mental well-being?
So not much has changed really. Just same really. So he's doing physio. He is getting a new wheelchair, so that's being built as we speak.
It's going to be a lot lighter and a lot less chunkier than the one he's got now, so it's going to be a lot easier for him to get around.
Yeah. Um,
Christian's mental health is getting, I think
yeah,
it's
a lot better.
slowly getting better. You can see the changes.
A lot better compared to what it was.
Yeah, and both boys do see psychologists. That word, psychologists. They see them regularly. Both enjoying it, so that's a good sign.
Not so much this year, but yeah, the beginning of next year. We do have the house mods starting, so mid-January, I believe. So Ethan will have his own room a couple of months after that. And in March, we are going to the F1 through Starlight Foundation. But apart from that, we're not really planning too much in front, just going day by day, week by week. I think that's the best thing for us at the moment because the last year has just been absolutely super hectic.
Yeah,
I think
been hell, really.
one thing I did forget is I'm really, really looking forward to Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I have to say, this past year has probably put us at rock bottom. Rock bottom. My rock bottom happened probably. It's gonna make me cry, but my rock bottom, I would say, happened early June. I would say I lost so much weight. I was crying every day. I just wasn't happy at all. Yep.
You good, bro?
I'm getting good now. It's coming along. I'm much better. I'm much happier. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
So question number 2 from the same person is, are you going to allow this to negatively affect your dreams and aspirations?
Well,
It kind of has a little bit. It has more so delayed the dreams that we had
yeah.
and our aspirations.
I mean, Makisha got a job at the mines and she was on really good money, blah, blah, blah. But she obviously had to leave that job because she was needed at home to care for Ethan. So that future wise, yes, it has delayed it, but who cares? You do this for your sons or your children. So it has delayed us a little bit financially, and our dreams were to
Travel Australia.
sell up everything and travel to Australia. Obviously, that has been delayed by quite a few years. But
It'll still happen.
in saying that, maybe Ethan might be interested in doing it too. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
As for the boys' dreams and aspirations, it's put a bit of made them stop and think actually more about what they do actually want to do in the future. They never really thought about it. So
and I think Ethan's future has completely been turned upside down. But
yeah.
he once he gets back on, back up, and he'll find his own way, definitely.
He will. It's going to take some time for him and also for Christian to find where they now fit in society, really. And yeah, then we'll go from there. We'll help them as much as we can.
But I can see for maybe the next 5 or so years, we're definitely going to be having Ethan at home.
Yeah, everything will be put on not so much hold, but just delayed sort of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll find new dreams and aspirations to do within those years anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question was, does he have plans on a custom chair? and they wrote, "Oh my God, pimp one up." So at the moment, as we mentioned before, he is in the midst of getting another custom chair built.
And he's getting power assist with it, so that's just pretty much a third wheel that sits underneath in the middle of the chair, and it's controlled by a little dial or his phone, wasn't it?
No, the one on the dial on the
Yeah, the
side.
dial on the side.
Just to help him get up hills and across gravel and stuff like that. But this chair will be made from, is it titanium?
Yeah, titanium.
So it's going to be super lightweight and sporty, and it will have a lower backrest that doesn't get in the way when he's trying to wheel himself around.
And narrower.
Yeah, and it's a bit narrower, so he'll be able to get through doorways a lot better.
It's made in the USA, so it's going to take a little bit.
Yes, but he doesn't want to do any airbrushing like the question asked or anything like that. He just wants black, 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 and more black.
Got any blacker?
Got any blacker?
No. I hope that answers your question. Right.
Okay, so another question we got in was, what changes have you made?
So changes around the home go from destroying door jams, but the one that is going to get changed anyway, so it's not going to really matter because his chair didn't fit through it. So he just took the door jams off to make it a little bit easier for him. We've had to basically strip out our lounge room and make that his room. So that's his room until his room gets built.
Our lounge room is now the dining room, which we no longer have a dining table.
Yep. Had to build a ramp, so I built a
Plywood.
plywood ramp, but a long story there. We had two ramps that were provided by a disability company. One ramp worked really good. I wish they'd never got rid of it. But it was just too narrow, so his push rails were dragging down the side of it, so he had to line it up absolutely spot on to get down. And the second ramp they provided.
It was too steep.
Mm,
It was a bit too steep.
it was too steep, but I think the design was for more of a flat surface where the ramp and our door and the step we had wasn't suitable for it. So
Not really for a sliding door setup.
no, so I ended up just building a plywood ramp, which he is absolutely over the moon about. Any other, not many other changes. Just a few little rubber ramps and to get over lips from. We just brought them from Bunnings, that sort of thing.
In the garage.
Yeah, and for the garage. But apart from that, we haven't had to do a great deal.
Just employment changes, really. Like, obviously, me working back in town to be
Yeah.
around the boys a bit more.
Yeah. Apart from that, there hasn't really been any other major changes, has there?
Not really.
No.
I do have another question. It's, do we have advice for others? Like, what advice would you give others who have recently experienced a spinal cord injury?
Show them care, compassion, and just have an ear to listen to them.
Yeah, you just got to take one day at a time.
Yeah.
Like, it's
They say don't stress, but I'll tell you what, if it's your own kid, that's the last piece of information you're going to not listen to because.
you're going to be highly stressed for the
Yeah.
next however many years.
Yeah. But
Yeah, advice, definitely just take it one day at a time, take it slow. Don't be afraid to show emotions. Even if the spinal injury hasn't happened to you, but to like your child or your partner, you're allowed to feel emotion too because it has happened to you as well.
yeah. And just remember, please, don't bottle it up. You need to talk to someone. So it's up to you who you want to speak to, but as long as you speak to someone and don't bottle up, don't let it get to you. And most of all, don't do nothing stupid. Well, guys, this has been an absolute blast. Please, anyone that's got questions, just email, send us a PM through Facebook, write us a comment on YouTube. Seriously, if you've got any questions or you want to have a chat to us, just sing out. We're always got open ears. And we actually really enjoy doing this. So if anyone out there wants anything answered, please just get in contact with us.
We are working on getting the boys to eventually come on here, even if it's their older brother Dale first. But we're working on it, so hopefully they will be up to be doing an interview in the near future.
I think they just want to forget about it all, but
It's a part of their life now. It's something they have to learn to live with.
yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening. Give us a thumbs up, and please, guys, if we only ask one thing, is can you please share this on Facebook or just
Any social media platform, really.
just share it so we can get more awareness and get our podcast out and about. Because, like I said, we really enjoy doing this, but seeing I've got YouTube Studio. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with that. It actually tells you on how many people have watched it, blah blah blah. Gives you all the statistics and everything about every podcast that you've done. Just looking at that, I'm sort of thinking, oh, maybe we've done the wrong decision. Maybe this isn't working. So we need a bit of a booster to, lighten our spirits up a bit. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for listening, and just remember,
It's okay to not be okay.
see ya.